Welcome everyone to the ACPA CSI E-Series webinar, Advising Student Groups and Organizations. My name is Laura Velashik. I'm the E-Series coordinator, and my email address you should see on the lower right-hand or left-hand corner for you. It's laura.a.velashik@vanderbilt.edu. To get started, I'm just going to turn it over to our agenda. We are recording this, so please feel free to contact me if you would like a recording of this webinar. As we're going through this, you feel free to answer questions or shoot some questions on the right-hand side of your screen to either myself or the rest of the presenters. Just really quickly to go through, I'm just going to welcome you all as I am currently doing. The presentation will commence, and then we will do some questions and answers. I am noticing that we're having some capacity issues. I was told that 1,000 was our capacity, so I'm going to be working on that on the back end. In the meantime, I am going to turn this over to Derek so he can introduce our panelists while I try to work on that. So I apologize, and I am going to turn it over to Derek. So thanks so much.
Hi, everybody. Thanks again for joining us this afternoon. We're really excited. I'm Derek Bundy. I currently serve as the Student Organizations and Activities Chair on ACPA's Commission for Student Involvement. And it is my very great pleasure to introduce Mr. Norbert W. Dunkel and Dr. Nancy E. Chrystal-Green to join us today to talk about their work about advising student groups and organizations. Before we get started, I'd like to give a little bit of background on our wonderful panelists and speakers today. Mr. Norbert W. Dunkel currently serves as the Associate Vice President for Student Affairs, Auxiliary Services at the University of Florida. He provides oversight for the Department of Housing and Residence Education, the J. Wayne Rights Union, and the Department of Recreational Sports. These operations compile 4 million square feet of facilities, 1,800 employees, and operational budgets exceeding $70 million annually. Mr. Dunkel served as the 2008-2009 President of the Association of College and University Housing Officers International, which represents 930 universities in 17 countries. And before moving to Gainesville, Mr. Dunkel worked in campus housing at a number of institutions in the Midwest, including South Dakota State University, University of Northern Iowa, and Southern Illinois University at Carbondale. He received his Bachelor of Science degree in Geology and Master of Science degree in Higher Education Administration from Southern Illinois University. Currently, Mr. Dunkel lives in Gainesville, Florida with his wife Kim, and their son Nicholas is a student at the University of Florida majoring in English. Nancy E. Chrystal-Green currently serves as the Director of Student Activities and Involvement at the University of Florida and has responsibility for sorority and fraternity affairs, advising student government, campus programming and event management, student organization advising, and the travel and recreation program. She is also an adjunct faculty member in the Department of Educational Administration and Policy. Nancy received her bachelor's degree in political science from McMaster University in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, a master's degree in recreational administration from Georgia Southern University, and a doctorate in student affairs administration from the University of Georgia. She spent her 20-year career advising students and student organizations as a student affairs administrator in the fields of res life, campus recreation, and student activities. And prior to joining the Division of Student Affairs at the University of Florida, she held administrative positions at Coastal Carolina University, Oxford College of Emory, and the University of Georgia. Her research interests include staff supervision, leadership development, co-curricular learning, and legal and ethical issues in student affairs practice. She currently lives in Gainesville, Florida with her husband Greg and their daughter Mackenzie. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our experts, Nancy and Norb.
Thank you, Derek. Appreciate it very much, and appreciate the opportunity to speak to everybody on advising student groups and organizations. Happy Thursday, everybody. I want to first take you back and let's see. Derek, I don't have control of the PowerPoint right now.
Laura, are you there?
I'm there. You should. I've got you there as having control. Sorry, if you just want to try again. I'm not the one I've given you control. I'll try it again. I apologize. I'll advance the slides in the interim.
There we go. There we go. Thank you. I have it now.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. Okay, again, good afternoon, everybody from Florida. Quick little background. In 1997, John Hsu and I co-authored the first edition of Advising Student Groups and Organizations. And at that time, in 1997, there was very little comprehensive material published on how you advise these very complex student groups and organizations that we have on campus. So since 1997, there have been a couple of changes, obviously. And again, I don't have control.
It's really a lifetime.
I apologize. I'll just start advancing them.
Okay, thank you. That's fine. A little bit of what we're going to speak about this afternoon. First of all, a conversation about who are our advisors. For those of you that are listening, you know, some of you are full-time student activities and involvement staff who have in their position description advising specific groups and specific organizations on your campus. Some of you are going to be staff whose responsibility might be in student activities, it might be in housing, it might be in recreational sports, academic advising, anywhere across the campus, and you're advising an organization because you might have an interest in that particular organization. And yet others of you may be faculty who are advising an organization that might be within your department, or it might be a Greek chapter and the like. So our advisors come from a vast array of backgrounds and responsibilities at our colleges and universities. We really do have a need for quality advising. We spend a lot of time training our staff on supervising, on policies, on procedures, and yet most of our campuses do not spend really the adequate time necessary to teach people how to advise student groups and organizations. So what we've done this afternoon is we've gone to the book and we've picked out some highlights for you. And we might provide 3 examples of something, but the book may have 10 examples of that particular item. So again, we're just touching some high points from the book, so we're trying to crush down an entire book into about 30 minutes here for you. So bear with us if you would. Next slide, please.
So as Norb indicated, what we're going to attempt to do today as quickly as we possibly can, and try not to be chatty Cathys this afternoon, categorize them into 3 general areas which you see up on your screen. And we'll try to do that as quickly as we can, but okay, so if we can go to the next slide, we'll start talking about organizational structure. And what we mean by the designation your campus uses to indicate the relationship between the institution and the organization